Well, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? It's good to be here today. Okay, my Instagram just did something funny, but welcome, welcome, welcome to Leslie's Lessons Learn. And today I have a guest with me that I'm so excited that's here. I'm happy that I had an opportunity to meet her. Um, when I think about it, because when I heard about it, I was like, what is that? And then I got to be a part of the community, Speak Up Sis community. And it has been a pleasure being a part. And I just want to thank Charmaine so much for being here today. And it's Angel Charmaine. And I don't know why all day long I've been calling you Charmaine. I mean, Angel, no, yeah, Charmaine. And I was like, oh my God, her name is Charmaine. Why am I calling her Angel?
Because
Angel,
it's both.
welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you're here today to speak to us. We was talking in the back, and there was several. Well, there was two things that I was saying that I wanted you to talk about, and one of them was the award ceremony, which I kind of just threw out there because that's coming up. And I know that we have a topic on the table as well today. So I'm kind of going to let you flow. It's not working for some reason now. Okay, so there's no Instagram today. So thank you for being here, Charmaine. Listen at me, Charmaine. Angel Charmaine. I'm happy that you're here today to talk with us about some well needed topics. One of the things I like to do on Leslie's Lessons Learned, if I didn't say that, my name is Leslie, and you are tuned in to Leslie's Lessons Learned. And as we speak today, there, one of the things I desire is to have topics that people can uh, be encouraged, get tips, and understand things that are going on. So, with your community, you have a lot going on. And I wanted to just share some of those things that you had going on. And I want to say hello to Leanne, that other people can know that you're out there. And I think, and the thing of it is that what you have going on is important. It's important, and people need to know that you're there. People need to know that even if they don't live in your city, they can still be a part. So to help us today, just talk a little bit about yourself first, and then we'll get into the topic. I don't know which topic we going with, but if you got to come back again, you just have to come back again. But yeah, let's talk about it today.
Let's talk about it today. Well, first, let me say thank you, Miss Leslie, for inviting me back into your space for a second opportunity to talk about some of the things that we get to do with Speak Up Sis. I really appreciate you. I am always grateful when people can see the work that we do and appreciate it and introduce Speak Up Sis to their community. So I appreciate you. Also, my name is actually Angel Charmaine Wright. So Charmaine is not my last name, it's my middle
Right.
name. So if you choose to call me Charmaine, you will be okay. If you want to call me Angel, if you want to call me Angel Charmaine, it's totally up to you. So it's not incorrect to call me Charmaine. So it's totally all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so actually just a fun fact, if you will. Angel Charmaine is my pseudonym because I'm an author. And
But
so
I like it.
it it is also a DBA. I do business as Angel Charmaine as well. So oftentimes when I'm in these spaces, I will use Angel Charmaine instead of Angel Wright. So totally okay, whatever you choose. So you're good. You're good there. But for your viewing audience, hello everyone. I am Angel Charmaine Wright. I'm the CEO and founder of SpeakUpSis LLC. And the SpeakUpSis is an empowerment company. And I know some of you are like, how, what is that? Right. And the truth is there is no empowerment industry um, like beauty industry or logistics industry. There is no empowerment industry. We are working to blaze a trail in that we do not use empowerment to sell products. We are empowerment. And so, but there's no real industry for that, but that's what we are. So Speak Up Sis is an empowerment company that creates and provides opportunities for everyday people to share their personal and or brand stories, to build resilience and to inspire others to share their stories. That's what we do in a nutshell. And so, like Miss Leslie said, she's seen me all over the place. And she's like, there's just so much. And it's so much because we take empowerment into all the various industries. So we are also within the media industry. We own a magazine. We own an online bookstore. We own a podcast. So we are in the media industry as well. We also own the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center, which is a brick and mortar space. And within our space, we provide Speak Up Sis workshops and trainings, Speak Up Sis events and activities here in our local area as well. And we are looking forward to taking empowerment into other industries as well. So one day you will absolutely see Speak Up Sis and so many other spaces because that's what we do. We create the spaces and we provide the opportunities. Hopefully that will help you all better
It
understand
does, but wait a minute.
us.
Tell us how you got started. What made you start Speak Up Sis?
I started Speak Up Sis because I needed space and I needed opportunity. So I created for other people what I needed for myself. When I was led off of my 17 plus year career as an educator and an advocate, I decided I would say yes to the Lord and just kind of step out and follow him. I didn't know that Speak Up Sis would be a thing at the time. But when I decided to say yes and to step out in faith and just follow the Lord, a lot of things began to happen. And I needed a space where I could share, where I could talk about the things that were going on with me. I needed community. I needed friends. I needed, believers who could understand the journey I was taking. I needed the space and I needed the opportunity to be able to open my mouth and share. I didn't see those places at the time.
Yeah.
There were lots of empowerment places and women empowerment, but to me, they were not safe and protected spaces for believers. A lot of people say that they're believers, but when you get into their spaces, yeah,
It's a different story.
you can't say God, you can't say Jesus, you can't, it's just a lot, right?
Yeah.
Everything is pay to play. That's what I call it. Everything
That's a
is pay
good
to play.
term.
Yes, and I don't have an issue with people charging prices and things like that. But at the time, as they say, you can't get blood from a turnip. And so I needed help. I needed the spaces. I needed the opportunities to learn and to grow and to just kind of see what it is the Lord wanted me to do. And as He began to reveal things, I realized there was a learning curve. I didn't know how to do the technological things and the social media things. And when I reached out to people to get into spaces and to get opportunities, folks were asking for thousands of dollars. And
Yeah.
I just didn't have it. It's not that I didn't think
Mhm.
they were worth it.
Right.
That
I get it.
idea of charge or value. I'm not saying they weren't that valuable. I'm saying I simply did not have it to give. And I also felt like it was a bit manipulative to tell me that I don't want to invest in myself because I'm just unable to give you 10 grand
Right.
to work with me. So Speak Up Sis was born because I said if I'm unable to go into these spaces, if other people are not willing to give me an opportunity to learn, to share, to get what I need, then I'm going to create it for myself, and I'm going to create it while I'm creating the space for me. I'm going to open this up for other people. And so Speak Up Sis was born. It just started as a group of women getting together, sharing all the things that older women, middle-aged women, seasoned women, women of a certain age, whatever you want to call us. Um, I didn't see us having a lot of spaces. And so I created it. And that's
Mm.
how we started. And it just really grew from there. As I connected with women, I saw that they needed other types of spaces. I saw that women were wanting to write. I was an author at the time, so I wanted to help them learn how to write their stories and publish them. Um, I realized there were people who really just wanted to share, so I created a podcast so that they could do that.
Mm.
Um, I just, as people talked to me and told me what they needed, I just created it for them.
Wow. Wow.
And now we're here. Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, and you're teaching young people now. You have the summer classes where you're teaching young people how to advance even in the social media world. And I think that that is also a very important thing because one of the young men said, "Well, my mom made me come because I ain't had nothing to do," and sometimes we have to do that. But it didn't look like he did not enjoy himself, you know.
Yes. He actually was the lead debater.
Wow.
I believe all three of them enjoyed themselves. And so teaching young people is something. I mean, I went to school to be an educator.
Right.
My
You said
very
that.
first time teaching, I was 22. I taught high school. So I've been teaching. That is the career choice for me that I made for myself years ago. So that really comes easily. It that that was here again. I see parents saying, "I need these things for my children." In my city, I see young people who are unaliving themselves and unaliving each other. I see young people getting into stuff all the time, right? In that middle school age. And so I thought, hey, why not create a space where people with middle school age young people can have something productive to do in the summer, where they're actually learning something valuable, something they can monetize. They are honing skills that they probably don't really get to use on a regular basis. They are safe. They get a really good meal. They get to meet some new people.
Mm.
So, it's again creating the spaces and providing the opportunities where I see they may be needed. And because the Empowerment Center is a center in this community, I believe it should offer things for the community. It's a
Yeah.
rental venue as well, so people can rent it just like any other center. But I want to make sure that we are an asset to our local community and not just taking, but that we're giving as well. So it was a really good. Yeah, I think I probably had just as much fun as they did,
They
just
do.
watching them, to watch young people in their element when adults are not involved, to watch how they interact with each other. Because I would leave the room, I say, okay, I'm going to let you all do your thing. And I'd be, right outside, and I can hear them going back and forth, trying to figure things out, disagreeing with each other. And I just thought, young people should be learning how to communicate like this, how to be agreeably how to disagree agreeably.
And they did that
Um,
well when they did
they
their video.
did. They absolutely did. They were a fabulous group of young people, and so I'm looking forward to doing it again next year.
Okay. Okay. I know we're not supposed to be talking about all this, but you got all
It's
this. You
okay.
have your library room,
It
when
is
I think
okay.
about the book room, I think about a coffee shop,
Hmm.
somewhere you can come, you can get a book, you can sit down, you can relax, you can read. And the other part I like about it is that you make it available for those that have done books to be a part of it, and I think that
Yes.
that's a really
Yes.
a good part. Like you're like, send your book, bring your book or whatever into the space so that someone else can see what you're doing. So everything that is you surround yourself with is to expand other people too, or I should
Yes.
say women, to expand them and to get them out there. Like some women would never be out there if it wasn't for Speak Up Sis.
A- Absolutely. And not just putting their work out, but there are women, and we do work with women and men. I heard you say you kind of stopped yourself there. And I like to remind people that I'm the sis and Speak Up Sis. A lot of times people will hear Speak Up Sis and they go, oh, women. And Speak Up Sis is named Speak Up Sis because the Lord was saying to me, it's time for you to open your mouth and speak up. It's time for you to share. It's time for you to say what I told you to say and do what I've told you to do. Yes, we primarily target women and our target audience, of course. However, we do have spaces that are available to men for
Okay.
men to participate as well. So I just like to say that, and I also want to say, because I know that men will watch this, and there will be a few who will, our voices will resonate with them, right? And I just want to make sure that I'm very clear that Speak Up Sis does not mean shut up, bro. That's not what it means. And I think it's important to say that, because where we are in the world right now, everything is, I'm a woman, hear me roar, and woman this and woman that, and women
By
run the world.
design.
Right, it's all the stuff. I don't agree with that narrative. And so I like for men to know that as I am helping women to speak up, because that's what a Titus 2 woman does. Um, I am not saying that because we're speaking up, you got to be quiet. That is not what this is about. So I just like to I like to stress that, because sometimes men will see it and they think, oh, here's another male bashing
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And it absolutely is not that. So men, there are spaces and within the Speak Up Sis enterprise that you are welcome. And there are spaces that are exclusively for women, because we do need spaces that are just for us, just like men need spaces that are just for them. So just want to make sure that you know, that I clear that little piece up
Yeah, because
just a
when I
little
was
bit.
thinking, I was like, oh, maybe I should say women. Maybe it's not for the men. But thank you for clearing that up. And maybe we can tell some of the men that are authors out there, they can bring their books too.
Absolutely. Because I didn't think we'd be talking about it.
We, I'm
Our
sorry.
summer our summer edition of our magazine is dedicated to men. And so one out of the three editions we publish in the year, we put men on the cover. We share men's stories. We give men an opportunity to submit their Speak Up Men stories, and all that good stuff. And even the other three magazines that we release within the year, men can submit regular articles as well. So,
Okay.
yes, if you are a man and you are a writer and you are looking for a space to be able to get more exposure for your writing, your poetry, you can feel free to submit to the magazine if you are an independent or self-published author. We do have books written by men on Speak Up Sis bookshelf. So, yes, by all means, we've had men to be on the Speak Up Sis talk show to share their books and share their platforms. Absolutely. You are definitely welcome in those spaces. So, we have had men on the Speak Up Sis podcast. Like most of our spaces, men are welcome. The Speak Up Sis community is really the only space where it's only women. But the
Okay.
other spaces, men are most definitely um, able if they want to be a part of. Yeah,
So let me ask you one more question before we get into the topic. I promise you.
you good.
For people that have never wrote a book
Hmm.
and they need help, if they can come to the Speak Up Sis for help, right? You have classes. How does that work?
So it all depends on what the person wants. We do offer Speak Up Sis workshops that will help people who are interested in becoming self-published authors. We offer classes that will help with writing. And as an author, there's so many different routes that people can go and so many different things that people need to learn. Some people simply need to learn how to write, which that's a workshop in itself.
That's me.
I mean, just some basic things like how do I actually get started, and then you have people who've already written a work and they are trying to figure out how do I self publish this, how do I format it, how do I make what I've written a book, right? Then you have people who've done all that. They just simply need to know how to publish it, where to publish it. Then you have people who've done those things and they're looking to see how do I get my book in front of people. So there are so many different things that people need, but we do create workshops to meet those needs, and people can come into the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center and take the workshops when they are available. Um, I used to teach these types of things virtually. Believe it or not, I hear a lot of people say they need it, but when it is offered, they do not sign
They
up.
don't sign
And
up.
so I will offer things virtually when I see the need for it. If not, I'm really busy. I'm not just going to create stuff just to create stuff, right?
Right.
But yes, people can take our workshops to get help. I also do consultations with people and I will help one on one. I have all sorts of things where people can work with me one on one to get things done. Um, I have what is called a make it happen strategy package. And so, whether you're trying to be a podcaster or you're trying to write a book or you're trying to reach a goal, you're trying to jumpstart a business or whatever, I work with people one on one to make it happen. So, yeah, people
Yeah.
can definitely connect. And if I am unable to help or Speak Up Sis does not have what you need, I refer people to other people all the time.
Yeah.
Folks will come ask me about creating nonprofits. Speak Up Sis is not a nonprofit. We are a for-profit company. So when people are asking about starting nonprofits, I typically will refer them to people that I know work in that industry. So if I can't help you, then I'm sure I'm connected to someone who can help you, and I just refer people.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Now, so the two topics that we talked about was the award ceremony that's coming up, the Speak Up Sis award ceremony, and that's how I got connected to you because of
Mhm.
that. And then we want to talk about the bank, the menstrual bank. So I don't know. Which one?
Where do we want to start? Let's start with the awards because
Okay.
the heart of this conversation is about the pad bank. And so I really want to be able to focus on that. But of course, as we talked about off screen, I definitely want people to know about the awards, especially your community, because you are part of the second annual Speak Up Sis Awards ceremony and dinner gala. So I want to make sure your community knows that. I know sometimes it can be difficult to kind of push yourself out, especially I think sometimes it feels like oh gosh, I don't want to be. So I'm gonna toot horns today, if that's okay. So we'll do that first, if that's okay.
It's okay.
So the the second of the Speak Up Sis Awards was we started it last year. We had our inaugural year. We start the awards process in February, and people all over the United States and abroad can submit nominations for women. This is one of those women only spaces as well, the Speak Up Sis Awards. So people all over can submit the names of women they believe fit into one of our 13 categories. And our categories are things like the Warmest Smile Award or
And
the Trailblazer Award.
one of the nominees is also a part of one of the communities, and that's Roz Knighton. We're
Oh, so
friends.
you and Roz are connected?
Yeah, we're friends. That yeah.
I,
So
I love that. I've gotten a chance
I
uh
should
to,
I'm gonna invite her on next time you come on.
yes, please do. So I got an opportunity to look in her space. So let me just say, because I am the founder of these spaces, I am very, very protective. I guard them, and I try to steward them well. So I actually go and look to see who the finalists are. So when I see these 65 women, I think I've been into almost everybody's space. If they are in social media land, if they've got websites, whatever, I've looked at all 65 women. I like to ensure that the women that we are going to be honoring are women who um, fit, if you will, the vision of Speak Up Sis and the foundation of who we are and what we do. So I got an opportunity to see her. I watched her on some lives and things like that. She's got just such a big, beautiful personality. So yeah, I have gotten a chance to see her in her element. So I'm glad that you two are connected because you have a very beautiful spirit as well.
Oh, thank you.
So yes, we start in February. This year we changed our process just a little bit. And in order to become a finalist, someone had to nominate you. So Miss Leslie Montgomery was nominated by at least one person, but it could have been more than one person to nominate.
Miss
The
Judy.
number of nominations did not matter, though. I just want to be clear about that. So if one person had one person to nominate them and another person had 15 people to nominate them, that did not come into consideration when it
Yeah.
came down to selecting those finalists.
Mm.
In order to nominate a woman, someone, at least one person, had to submit a form and write a description of why they felt like that woman deserved to be recognized in a specific category. I think that's important as well. So, for example, someone would have had to say, Jane Doe should receive the Woman in Business award because, and the form also had the values of Speak Up Sis as well as a description of each of the categories. And so what we looked for on the committee was to see what the person had to say and whether what they had to say fit those values and that specific category. And from there, we chose 65 women, and those 65 women are 5 women per category. There are 13 categories, 5 women in each equals 65. And so we sent messages to the 65 women. All women had to either accept or decline the nomination to be a finalist. And if they said they accept, they became one of our 65 finalists. We invite all 65 of those women to the award ceremony, and we honor all 65 of them. One woman per category will actually receive the honor of being a Speak Up Sis Awards recipient. However, prior to that happening, we honor all 65. So we invite all 65 women at no charge to them. None of them have to, the tickets are $150. Just let me
Right.
say that.
Right.
So I like to make sure I let people know that it's not some piece of thing they're doing. No, it's it's an entire event. There's entertainment, there's ceremony, there's food, there's all the things, right? And those 65 women do not pay to attend. They don't have to buy a ticket. They don't have to help sell tickets. They don't have to do any of those things because they are being honored. Um, and so Miss Leslie is one of those 65 women. We keep our number at 200. We do not sell more than 200. We don't have more than 200 seats. 65 of those seats are finalists. We also have 65 seats that are for their plus one. We do hope that each finalist will bring at least one person to celebrate with them. It feels good to have someone that actually knows you to be with you. So that is 130 seats out of the 200. And then there are actually only 70 other seats for people who are not connected to the finalists to be able to be there. And we do this because this is a celebratory event. It is not about making a lot of money. Clearly, we're not making a lot of money if we let folks come for free.
Right.
um, it really is designed to say, sis, we see you, we honor you, we want to give you your flowers while you can yet smell them. And the Speak Up Sis Awards is designed to say, we see you on your way to the top. It is not an award designed to say you reach the pinnacle of your success and you're the best of whatever. That's not what it's designed to do. It's designed to say, we see what you're doing. We see that you're doing it well. It's not about what you're doing, but how you do it. And we want to honor you for that. It's a keep going, sis kind of award, right?
I like that.
So if you are interested in being there, we still have a few seats remaining. People are coming from all over the US and out of the US to be at this event. You
I'm
are
just going
so
to share
welcome.
this part right here
That
so that they
yes,
can see.
you can absolutely come. You can travel however you want to get there. We do have tickets still available. If you would like to be one of our exclusive sponsors, we have sponsorship opportunities, and you can definitely just connect with me offline, and I'll make sure you get that information if you like to be, um, a part of this. So it's a really
And I put
beautiful
the information
experience.
in the description.
Okay,
Everything is put in the descriptions for
perfect,
you so that
perfect.
people can reach out or, you know, do what they need to do.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm
So Miss
excited.
Leslie's community, y'all come on, support her. She is on here. I said, my goodness, you are so consistent. and you show up in this space, you're sharing people, you're sharing ideas, you're sharing the word, you know what I'm saying, you're out here doing the work. And so the people who say they love and support you should actually do that. And a wonderful way to do that is to show up for her, whether she is an award recipient or not. The fact that she is one of the 65 finalists, the fact that she impacted somebody's life in such a way that they would write about her to in such a way that the committee would see her as someone that we want to honor, that in itself is worthy of her community supporting her. So,
Thank
show up
you.
for the people that you say you love and support. And this is her platform, not mine. So I encourage you all to show up for her.
Are you done? You just had a full, you just had a complete stop.
Yeah, I listen.
What?
When I say period, that's it. I mean, there ain't nothing else to say about that.
Thank you.
I'm being nice on your platform because you're in the Speak Up Sis community. I say what I'm gonna say. I don't do a lot of jaw jacking.
Yeah, you right about that. You right about that. Look, if she didn't speak up, she speaks up now. So, to what's
Yeah.
on the table, um, can you
So
tell
we've
us
got
about?
so our I believe the first time that I came into the space with you, you were like, "Oh, we're gonna do this again," because of the pad bank. And here again, and for those of you who may be new to my voice and my platform, I laugh and joke I really do. And at the same time, there are certain things that I take very seriously. And some of the work, all of the work that I do is good work and it's serious work. And so, a lot of times people will say, "Girl, you're so deep." And I say, "Yeah, you just ain't deep enough." But there are some things that are really near and dear to my heart. And the International Menstrual Hygiene Coalition is one of those things. And Speak Up Sis is a member of that coalition. There are 9 businesses or entities that have come together to form this international coalition. And we all care about women's health and excuse me,
Mhm.
and menstrual hygiene is something that doesn't get a lot of talk.
Attention.
And I think people just are like, so what? Like, women have periods. And the truth is there are women and girls who menstruate around the world who are not able to do it with dignity. There are women and girls in other countries who do not have access to menstrual hygiene products. And here in the States, it's like, you can just go anywhere and get a pad. That is not everywhere. That is a
Wow.
luxury that we have. And even in the United States, there are people who are a part of our homeless communities. There are women who are indigent or just a part of the working poor, if I can just be honest about it. And you got women who are taking care of families, themselves, children. They're still working and they're having to decide whether or not they're going to be able to buy some eggs or whether they, are going to be able to get their pads. And like really something that we all have to do every month really should be free, but because it's not, you've got some women who just don't have access. And so now you've got, menstrual health situations, because if you're not able to get what you need and you're reusing and things of that nature, it's not sanitary, it's not
Right.
healthy. And so, what the International Menstrual Hygiene Coalition does is we are working to ensure that every girl and every woman has access to menstrual hygiene products like pads, tampons, and sanitary wipes. So, here in Augusta, we launched the very first IMHC, International Menstrual Hygiene Coalition. pad bank. And what we do here is ensure that any girl or woman who needs pads, tampons, or feminine wipes can just come get them for free. They don't have to pay anything for them. They can just come to the center, tell us that they would like a dignity kit, and we give them a dignity kit. Um, we have also, the coalition has also opened up two other banks. One of the pad banks is in one of the Atagom camps in Nigeria, where Cameroonian families have fled because of the crises in Cameroon. And so these are girls and women who have been displaced from their own homes, who do not have access. They do not have access, they do not have the money, and there are little girls in this world who are using things they find on the ground to take care of their cycle every month. That just should not be. And so for 3 years, we have been raising money to take reusable uh, pads to them, and we realized that that's really expensive, and it's not sustainable. So what we did this year was start creating the pad banks, and so we had a pad bank built in one of the camps. And we are also raising funds to put sewing machines in there and get them what they need. And we are teaching them how to make the reusable pads themselves so they
So
can
wait,
stock their.
can y'all
Yes.
see why I had to bring her on? This woman is doing things that most people are sitting on the sideline watching. And I'm trying not to cry when I hear the
Yeah.
stories.
I cried when I first heard it.
It's we are so conditioned to having that we don't even think about that part. You're talking about some young ladies that have to go in the street and find something at that time of the month to try to help them, which means diseases
Yep.
and other things that take place
Yep.
that, because not only they have to find something, they're reusing
Mm-hmm.
what they've used. And
Mm-hmm.
to them, if we had to do that, we wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
The reason why I
Yeah.
say we wouldn't survive because we're spoiled.
Yeah.
We have
Most
everything
definitely.
right at our hands. We don't even think past ourselves like that.
Yeah. And we don't just focus on getting them the products, but something we don't realize here in this place we live in is that there are other places in the world where they can't menstruate safely. Just like in old biblical times when you were seen as unclean, there are so many places in the world that are still like that. And so we also educate about the menstrual cycle. There are girls who do not go to school when their cycle is on. They're not allowed. There are girls who are not taught. They are not, taught about what a cycle is, what to do when that happens.
Right.
Um, there's a stigma, right? And so we work not only to make sure that every girl has access to the products, but to ensure that people are being women, men, girls, and boys are being educated about the menstrual cycle and what it means, because there are some disparities in other places where girls are not able to learn and stay in school and do the things that, their counterparts can because of their menstrual cycle. So there's so much to what we do with the Menstrual Hygiene Coalition. But here in Augusta, our bank is designed to be able to make sure that the people in the CSRA have access, because although we may not be as severe, there are homeless women who don't have it. They don't have access, they don't have the money. We want to make sure that they do. There are little girls, right, who are just not being taught, whose parents may not have the funds, and they can come here and get products as well. We are going to be making sure that the nurses in elementary, middle, and high school, because there are girls in elementary school who start their cycle.
Yes.
And so we're going to make sure that the nurses in the schools within our county have pads, so that when girls come to the nurse's office, they have them. I don't think the county pays for that. So we want to make sure that nurses are, not having to come out of their pocket when we have a bank here. So
Mm.
it's just like a bank with money. People can go and withdraw. But here's what we need. The same way a bank works, like people had to make deposits in order to get withdrawals. And so we are not doing a pad drive for a certain amount of time. The pad bank is open, it is here, it is available year round. And so we are asking people, you can be from wherever, you don't have to be in this local area. We're asking you to make what we do a part of your charitable priority, if you will. If you're looking for something where you want to, consistently give to, I'm asking that you'll consider sending menstrual products to the Empowerment Center. We are not asking you for your money. Please don't send me any money. I don't want your money. It is so much more helpful if you will just go on Amazon or wherever you like to do your shopping that has menstrual hygiene products. And when you're getting a cute outfit, like put a pack of pads in there in your car and have them sent directly to the center. If you are close in proximity to the center, you can bring them. We have a box that's on the porch. You don't have to come in and talk to me. You don't have to do anything. You can just drop your donations in the box that's on our porch. If you want to come in, you can. But we need a consistent flow of pads so that we can stay stocked, so that we can give them out as needed. We don't want any girl or woman to come to the center and we have to say we don't have any. So, and if you will, I just want to show you
Yeah, I was
all,
getting ready to ask you about that.
this is the Dignity Kit. So it's a pretty little bag. We're not sending people away with something,
Just
because
giving it to them.
we want you to menstruate with dignity, right? So
I like
we
that.
have these cute little bags. They're really pretty. Just looks like you've been shopping. And the bag has 14. Um, they're all individually wrapped, so they stay sanitary. And they have different sizes. So we have 14. We thought about, like, okay, kind of an average. So we figure we'll give you 14 pads. That'll take care. That at least allows you 2 changes a day if you got a 7-day, right? And we put different sizes in here. So some people may start heavy and lighten, and their liners in here as well. We also have, as you can see, these are feminine wipes. So if you are in a homeless situation, you can still take care of yourself and stay clean. And so this is the Dignity Kit. And so if a woman or girl comes here and needs it, we give them a Dignity Kit. We have Dignity Kits that this one just has pads, and we have some that are made up that has tampons for women who prefer to have tampons. Um, and we put different sizes in there as well. So you can ask for the pad Dignity Kit or the tampon. If you would like one of both, we'll give you one of both as well. Um, if you are a nonprofit organization, let's say your organization services home people who are homeless, and maybe you go out and you give them food and stuff. If you want to be able to give the women menstrual hygiene products, you can come to the bank as well and say, we would like to give at least 25 women a dignity kit. Well, we'll give you 25 dignity kits and you can take those. We are going to make sure that those are going to nonprofit organizations because I know they're doing what they're supposed to do with, with what they're receiving. Next Saturday, July 20th, we are having our monthly SpeakUpSis pop-up shop. And at the pop-up shop, we will have a table for our back to school menstrual hygiene kit giveaway. And that's what this is. Look, it is super cute, y'all. It's a little personal hygiene kit. And as you can see, it comes with one pad, one tampon, sanitary wipes, hand wipes, and a little baggie. And so we are giving these to school age girls who menstruate. So they can put this in their purse, their backpack, they can put in their locker. Again, it's a way to allow girls to menstruate with dignity. Those of us who have a cycle or who have ever had a cycle, we know what it's like for your cycle to come on at school and you're a little girl. It's embarrassing because there's a stigma, right? And so instead of being ashamed, you can just go to your locker, grab your little kit, take care of yourself, or keep it in your backpack or something like that. So while everybody else is giving out book bags and paper and stuff, this is important too. So we're doing a back to school menstrual hygiene kit giveaway, and it's just a little mini dignity kit. And like I said, you can see it's super cute in this little pouch. We purchased the pouches like this, so they've never been opened. And we want to give away at least 50 of these. So if you would like for your daughter, granddaughter, little sister, little cousin, someone who's school aged, if you would like for them to have one, just bring them on July 20th to the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center. Stop by the table and you can just pick one up and it won't cost you a dime.
Yeah, and I like that. Um, the fact of the matter that um, they can just come. They don't have to have an excuse. You said they don't have to show their W-2 forms or anything else. They just come and
Yeah,
it's available to them. I want to
yeah.
put up the. I didn't even ask you if I can put this up about the pop up. Um,
Absolutely. I definitely don't mind. If you're a vendor, we have a few vending spaces left. The space is like $25, so it's super inexpensive. If you would like to be a vendor, we do have a few spaces remaining. And you're right. I'm glad that you said that they can just come. Um, I don't mind sharing my testimony because I think people will see folks like me and just think you just have it all together and your life is so great. And I believe most people who do big things in the world do big things because they've been in a place where they've been a base. The word says that I understand what it means to be a base and to abound, right? And I remember being a part of the working poor. I remember being a school teacher, and my husband, God rest his soul, being a school teacher, and us having at the time we had a 3-year-old, and then we got pregnant with twins, and now we have 3 children really quickly, all daycare age, but we couldn't afford on teacher salaries. We couldn't afford to put 3 little ones in daycare while we went to
oh,
work. It just didn't make sense. Like one paycheck would just be paying daycare, right? And so because we were teachers, our income, even with just my husband's, because I ended up staying home because we couldn't afford it. But even with just his income, he made too much money for us to get any type of
anything.
assistance. Even with, I mean, you would think like, what? But his teacher's salary was still too high for a family of 5. And it was so wild because it was only like a few $100s over the limit. But I'm like, a few $100s over the limit, but the thousands we're going to have to pay. So we were in a situation where we literally had to go to our church's food bank, to get food sometimes, just because, I mean,
Yeah.
we needed it. And because we were working people, you don't want to go to the people you know and be like, can we borrow some money? But like, I know you people say you should be able to do that, but most working people do not want to have to ask. They just don't. And so we went to where we thought it would be safe, it's your church or whatever. And one thing I was not happy about was that they asked for so much information. You gotta show, you like gotta prove like, right, what you earn and stuff like that. And really felt some kind of way about that. I really felt badly. And I learned later on that a lot of times they do that because they're getting food from food banks and things, and they've got checks and balance systems, right? They got to prove who's getting and all this stuff. And so I just thought to myself, this is just wrong. Like, this is just wrong. We
Yeah.
go to church here, we tithe, we do all the things. Why do we have to like show you our whole life to get a little bit of food for our family? Y'all see us every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We work. I teach, and I'm in a dance ministry. I'm in all the things, and I can't even just come and say I need food. It was embarrassing. So anytime that we do anything like that with Speak Up Sis, whether it's the pad bank, anytime we are in a position to give people, we do not require, and that's one of the reasons we're not a nonprofit, is because as a private company, I can give to who I want to give to, and I don't have to
Okay.
ask you anything. And so we keep it that way so that people can keep their dignity when they need. You understand? So yeah, I just wanted to share that
No, I'm glad you did.
because I think it's important for people to know with whom you're giving. I'm asking you to give to something you never heard of, but I want you to hear the heart behind the person who is asking you to give to this business. We're not making any money from it. You know what I'm saying? Not if what I'm making money off some pads. I'm not. you know, I'm asking you to not send me any money.
Right.
So please, if what we're doing resonates with you, if you feel it in your heart to give, I'm asking to simply, once a month, send us some pads. We would
Yeah.
greatly appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it. I love it. The address is also in the description. If you feel it in your heart, please help. And I would like to maybe quarterly just have you come on, because it's not just the one time thing. And yes, this weekend this Saturday you're doing the pop up, but it's not the end of all.
Right,
You're just you're preparing now for the girls to go to school and
right.
try to help them. So because it's embarrassing, I'm
Mhm,
going to school and not being able to serve yourself properly,
mhm.
and to get teased, and people don't want to bother with you and call you all kind of names and things like that, and don't even understand your
Mhm.
situation. A lot of girls, it's not that they want to be like that, they just don't have a choice.
That's
So I
right.
thank you for sharing. I thank you. I think that this was a conversation that needs to be abroad, not just today. I think that we need to do it quite often, if you don't mind, and just
Mhm.
get the word out there. It's no different than a food bank.
Nope.
Food bank, you go because you need, and
Mhm.
but here you come because the young ladies and women can come that are in need of something, that they might feel like they lose their dignity if they ask somebody.
Exactly. Exactly. I can't even imagine. I mean, just when you think about just hearing you say that, if I had to come knock on your and say, Miss Leslie, can I borrow some pads? Like, who wants to do that? That don't
Right,
even sound
right,
right.
right.
You
We're
know what
not
I'm
borrowing
saying?
flour or sugar. We're talking about a person.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I borrow some pads? Oh my goodness. And nobody's gonna do that. They're gonna go get the pads, but that may mean they can't get something else. And so here again, we are here. We're at 2275 Wrightsboro Road in Augusta, Georgia. If you are in the CSRA and if you're in Richmond County, Burke County, Columbia County, our surrounding counties, if you are doing some work in Augusta or you're close by and you just want to stop by and grab a dignity kit, feel free to do that. There isn't going to be a checks and balance. I just ask that you check your heart posture. If you are not someone who actually needs it, then don't access what you don't need.
Right. Don't come
But
because
that's
it's
that
free.
that's between you and the Lord. That's
Yeah.
that I'm not gonna police that, right? So if you're not someone who actually needs it, then let it be for who needs it. But if you show up and ask, we're going to give it to you.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Okay?
Uh,
You are
I
so
took
welcome.
a lot of your time up today,
Oh
but
no, I do
this
not
was a
mind at all.
pleasure. This was a pleasure. Just hearing you share your heart. That is an important thing, that it's not something you're just doing, it's something that's a part of your heart. And that makes a difference. So I'm glad that you shared your heart today. I thought about, and I said this last time, how when I first got mine, I didn't know what it was. And I called my mom and I said, I cut myself. She called my cousin. She told my cousin, go to the store and get some pads and bring them back. She came, she opened the door, she said, put these on. Then I started receiving the 17 book magazines for 17 and 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then in school, you know, I began to learn about it, but she didn't have the heart
Yeah.
to tell me about it. You know,
Yeah.
sh- you
And
know,
sometimes, I mean, that's a difficult conversation. And just it, in no way, being disrespectful. When we look at our age, during that
back then,
time,
back
it
then,
was just taboo. Okay.
yes,
I mean, no one really sat down and explained it to our mothers and grandmothers. I mean, it happened. You just kind of,
part of life.
they, it's a part of life. You do this, whatever, and you move on. There's no talking involved. There's no education involved. And I'm sure it stems from, religion, of course, right? And it being something, a woman is unclean when she's on her cycle and she should not be around people and all these other things. And so it just kind of filters down into our everyday lives and throughout the years. And that's why it's so important to educate women on how to approach this conversation with their daughters and with their granddaughters or nieces or whatever young girl that we have, that we are supposed to be teaching. So education is important. And so I extend grace to parents, to mothers and grandmothers, to fathers who just didn't know how to have the conversation. Like how do you say this? You know what I'm saying? And not only that, these girls are cycles earlier and earlier, Miss Leslie. Like now you're having to explain something to a young person
I
who
was
doesn't even
9.
fully understand
I was 9,
this.
you
So
know.
how do you tell a 9-year-old, like,
Right,
when she starts asking, like, okay, because if you say, well, this is what's happening, a 9-year-old is going to say, well, what is that? Why is
right.
it happening? What is it for? And so now you're like,
I
oh gosh, I wasn't even trying to have these conversations this early, right? So it's just like, just go put it on. Girls have this, stay away from boys.
Right, right, right. No education, but I wasn't. Also, I knew I cut myself. Never was told. anything other than that. But yeah, it's important that we begin to educate on so many different levels our
Yes.
young people because they're lacking that uh, today, a lot of them. So I
Yeah.
want to say thank you. Yeah. Uh, her
You
oldest
are so
member.
welcome.
And until we meet again, which will be soon. And if you have anything coming up and I can help, please let me know. I appreciate it. And I want to say to everyone that has been listening, some have been popping in and out and taking care of things. Thank you for being here. If you haven't yet, take a moment and hit that like, share, and subscribe sign, please. And really share this message because this is a message that we want to go abroad. And if you by any chance find it in your heart to want to help, the information is in the description, and please do so. I told her, I said, I don't even know how much pads cost anymore. It's been so long. But they have the kit, and you told us about the kit that you can get from Amazon. This is the last thing we'll talk about. And in the kit, it has everything in it
Yeah.
you,
So for
you need.
the mini dignity kits that we are giving to the young girls, they these come. We actually need like three more of these. So if anyone wants to donate one, and I will tell you they're like $39 for this,
Right.
so it's a little on the pricey side. But we only need three more because we have two
Okay.
packs, and like I said, we want to be able to give at least 50 girls a mini one. But this you definitely can get this on Amazon. There are 10 of these that come in a little pouch like
That's
this.
cute.
And we're going to give one per girl. So if you would like to do this, and this is like a short-term thing, so that's just for this coming or next Saturday. But for on a regular basis, just like, it doesn't matter the brand, it doesn't matter the size. Again, we will take them out and put them in the dignity kit. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter the brand or the size or like that. I will ask if you all would just maybe if you're looking at what to send, pads any size, tampons any size, and feminine wipes. A lot of people are sending panty liners.
Oh yeah.
And we, of course, so what we did, because we got a lot of liners, we just put some liners in the dignity kits.
Hmm.
But I mean, those of us who menstruate understand that liners are not pads.
Right. That's for
We
something
need
different.
pads.
Hmm. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, pads, tampons, feminine hygiene wipes that are pre-packaged. Let me say that as well.
Okay.
Because some people are sending like
The
big
packs.
packs of wipes, but they're not pre-packaged. So it doesn't go far. We have to put that whole thing in
Right.
one dignity kit. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So pre-packaged wipes are what we're asking. Everything needs to be pre-packed, even the pads. If you're going to get like a box of pads, please get the ones that are pre-packaged, not the box where they're not packaged, because that's a whole box that like you understand.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we are remaining clean and sanitary. We do not want to put our hands on the sanitary napkins or anything. We want everything pre-packaged. So if you're going to send, please make sure that it's the pre-packaged pads, tampons, and feminine hygiene wipes.
So can I show the pictures of the ladies putting the packages together?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and we'll end with that. Of
Yes,
course, if
ma'am.
I could find it now.
Yes.
um,
And thank you again for having me. I appreciate you. It's hard to get the word out by myself, my marketing team. We do as much as we can, but it is so great when people will, invite me on to share, because it just pushes us out into spaces with people who've never heard of us. So I really appreciate you, and I thank you for the
Oh, no
opportunity.
problem. I'm glad that you were willing to come to share. All right, so I'm just going to show the ladies are here volunteering. They're giving their times to set these packages up, preparing for Saturday.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if I should just say for Saturday, but
Yeah, no, these are not for Saturday. The small ones are, but these are the dignity kits. This is what they're putting together. These are what's on our shelves. And so when a woman comes and needs, we hand her one of these. And that's what they are putting together there.
so I
They
just
spent the
want
whole day yesterday. They did 100. No, shoot. They did 100 pads. They haven't even done the tampon ones yet. So they sat and packed 100 of these yesterday. So thank you, Mary and Melissa. They're members of the Speak Up
yeah,
Sis community. They just came
that's
by.
amazing.
They purchased the bags
I
and
heard you
donated
say
the
that.
bags, and they said they just wanted to come and help start putting them together, so we're ready by the 20th to open up. And I was just like, oh gosh, thank you so much, because I didn't even ask them to do it. So yeah,
Right.
thank you, Mary and Melissa. I appreciate y'all.
So you're opening up on the 20th,
The
the
20th is
bank.
when the pad bank will be available for people to come and actually get the kits.
Okay.
So yeah, we want to make sure that we wanted to make sure we had enough to not be running out, right?
Right, right,
Before
right.
we open up.
So you everybody you hear that, right? It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. If you can give, give. And like she says, they're preparing for the 29th, did you say?
The 20th, July
The
20th.
20th. The 20th. I don't know where I'm hearing nine from. But thank you so much. This was helpful information and I appreciate it so much. Listen, um, thank you to everyone. As I said before, I'm so glad you're here. And for those that are listening later, I want you to know you're in for a treat. This has been a good session, and I really appreciate Angel Charmine coming on and talking with us about something that we take for granted that is really vitally important to understand and hear. So, if you're available on Sunday, I have Apostle Walker coming on, and she's going to be talking to us about the I am. She's going to be breaking down the I am at 9 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday morning. So until then, and I have a, a lot of you know Mike Johnson. He's just recovered from cancer, and he'll be on next Thursday talking about it and his fundraiser. That it's not a fundraiser, but they're raising money to help with that particular type of cancer. So he'll be on talking about it next week. So until then, we love you. We appreciate you being here. And even though we love you, we can't love you like God, Yahweh does. So please, whatever you do, look to Him, the author and finisher of our faith. And until we meet again, have an amazing day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.